Hey, welcome to Healthy Time with Pierre Docs. Just a reminder this is for informational purposes, this is not medical advice. Please follow up with your primary care provider should you have any questions or concerns. Enjoy the episode.
All right. Welcome back to Healthy Time with Peer Docs. I am Dr. David here.
And I am Dr. Ardarian Pierre.
And together we are
Pierre Docs.
Today we have a very special, very special thing going on here. As you can see that, I am now married to a world famous and published author. Woo! Dr. Ardarian Pierre.
God is so good.
Amen.
Thank you, hubby.
Author, along with her co-author, Dr. Charlene Collier, OBGYN, they have written a book entitled Dr. Moms. And I will not take this moment away from you, but I will lend the floor to you. I will give the floor to you to tell us more about this work that you have been brewing for the last several years.
Several. Let me see, where do we start? I guess really now all that matters is that it is complete and it is real. But I'll say, so Dr. Charlene Collier, she's my friend, she's my OB. She came to me a few years ago and she said simply, Ardarian, I think I wrote a book. And I was like, what? So she was like, I want you to work with me on this. We started meeting. We met during COVID a number of times to just kind of get the ball rolling, to see where she was with it and where and how we needed to take off to complete it. And so it was a very special opportunity. It's a very special book, in that it serves as an ode to all the mothers who are practicing medicine, our doctor moms, just to explain to our children what we went through. So what we did to get here, to get to this moment of not only having that special time of giving birth to them, becoming their mother, but also going through the special journey of medicine for a number of years. How we went to class and how we take exams. I'm actually getting ready for an exam now. And just the tenacity and the dedication that it takes to really do both. And so at the end of it all, we kind of let them know that we love you. And even though we're not with you, sometimes our hours at work are long, sometimes the hours are overnight, what have you. At the end of the day and at the end of it all, your doctor mom loves you. So it's still surreal, but it's true.
Awesome. So I know Dr. Collier approached you with this idea. Mm-hmm. What inspired you? What gave you the green light to jump on board and said, yes, I want to be a part of this. I want to help you birth this vision?
Great question. So I always wanted to write a book. I thought my first book would be a children's book, however, a children's cookbook, because I was a fanatic about the intake of my children and what they ate, what they consumed, what they drank. I gave David a very hard time on that. But so I thought I would write healthy recipes for children. And so when she came to me with this idea, it was perfect, because it was real life for me and for her, and something that was needed for the world. I mean, I see it more of a ministry and an opportunity for moms to further connect with their children. So that was the inspiration. It was easy to say yes, because it's real. It was my real life. It was my real life story, something that I've lived through and gone through, and we're still living through. And so it was easy to do.
Awesome.
Hard work, but easy to say yes to.
So how's it been since you've been a published author? What are some of the things that have been happening with the book, or Have you done any appearances, any talk shows, any podcasts, have you been flued out anywhere?
I hadn't gotten flued out, no. But, I will, let me just back up to say one of the challenges that Charlene and I have had are our schedules. So again, work, she just opened her new clinic and, mothering these children and taking care of these sweet husbands.
Mhm.
I mean, our hands are full. So
Taken care of. Go ahead.
taking care of you. But, getting together to plan things is sometimes a challenge. However, we've had some very exciting experiences. Recently, we had our first book signing with Barnes and Noble. And to be honest with you, is still surreal. I feel like I'm still digesting that event. The outpour of support from folks near and far to come and not only buy books, but bring their books that they'd ordered from Amazon or Barnes and Noble to be signed. And I think the most exciting and humbling part of the book signing was the children, the support of all. We had over 30 children to come to our story time. So just to hear us share the story personally, I'll never have the words to describe the
That's
feeling.
Awesome. Great.
Oh, I feel like I'm getting teary thinking about it.
Yeah. So what's next for Dr. Moms?
Well, we'll continue to market, getting the word out there to other physician moms, and not just physician moms. One thing I want to say is this story I've learned has been an inspiration to a number of minority children who have never or did not think that there were minority doctors. They've never seen a doctor who looks like them. So we've had kids to call us and say, thank you so much. I've never seen a Black doctor, especially a Black female doctor. So there's been layers of learning and love from our side and from our supporter side. So that's been beautiful. Next step is just more book signings. And I hope at the end of the day, this book ends up on the other side of the world, just to share the story. We are now considered international. Our book was published on Mother's Day of this year. And I think within the first 2 to 3 weeks, we had our first book being shipped to Germany. So that was amazing to see.
Right. So next up is also a New York Times bestseller list, right?
We'll see. Only God knows. I will also say thank you to you, Dr. Pierre, because there were many days and many nights and many things, many layers to this story and everything coming together that I needed you. And you were there to give me great advice and just to listen and get me through it. So this wouldn't be so without you. So, mwah.
Okay, so that's awesome. I'm so glad to hear that. It's been great watching you work on this project and seeing it come to fruition. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't have a book in front of me, but I'm sure people would like to know, what is the content of the book? What's inside? What kind of nuggets and gems did you drop for people while they're reading?
Yes. So hold on. Let me just say, we do not have a book today because they keep selling out. So it's a great problem to have. We'll be sure to come back to actually have the physical book.
Where's the Sentinel book?
We'll have the
Where's
book.
that first copy? Do you have it still?
Stop it. Yes.
Stop it. You probably don't. You probably gave it away.
We will
I told her to keep her first copy, and she was not that strict on it, and it's probably not here anymore.
Okay, so just a few details. So you do have to purchase the book to actually see the whole story. One of my favorite parts about the book are the illustrations. They're absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Ananta. And so we kind of share our journey through medical school, even details about the classes that we took, anatomy, physiology. So we have the opportunity to teach children brand new big words that we can define for them. So the book becomes interactive to the point where if a child does not see their mom's specialty, they can write it in. So it's pretty cool. There are some pages where we are sharing different types of Dr. Moms. So whether we are in the clinic or in the hospital or performing surgery, or even Dr. Moms who are in helicopters, so working on emergency situations. So we get to expound different ideas of different types of Dr. Moms. So
that's cool. Your stethoscope is just kind of all over the place.
Oh, it keeps moving with all of my.
So you mentioned the illustrator. What other components were required to put this book together for people who may not be in that avenue realm? What do you do? How do you just put a book on paper and you give it to somebody and say, hey, can you put some drawings together for this, and put the words on paper and then print it and ship it out to Barnes and Noble? How does it work?
I'm so glad you asked that question. So we will do a future episode with our publisher, right? And so I've told everyone, a book starts by just writing it down, taking notes of the details. Every day of your life or whatever the situation, it is a story. So take notes, write it down over time. So once you get those notes or tidbits of information together that you want to include in your book, then you can meet with the publisher. There are a lot of authors now who are actually self-published. And there are lots of opportunities, lots of videos, lots of courses now that will walk you through that process. Again, we use a publisher. She's straight out of Atlanta, Georgia. She would love to work with you. And like I said, I'll have her on one of our future shows so that she can give some details.
And her name and company is?
Journal Joy. Shout out to Journal Joy. Thank you so much for all of your help. And so finding an illustrator, sometimes your publisher will help you with that. Ours did. If you have an illustrator that you already, like their work, and want to support them, you can bring them along, and it all kind of comes together just like that.
Okay. That's awesome. That's great.
Lots of reviews, lots of edits, but it's worth it.
Right. It is worth it. And I noticed that in the cover, in the second page of the book, you have a beautiful picture with your family.
Yes.
Well, not even, with you and Charlene and the kids.
Yes.
Yeah. Tell us more about that. Why did y'all decide to put that in there?
So, as Dr. Moms, initially we thought about just pictures of us, but then how am I a Dr. Mom without my children? So we had a photo shoot actually on a beautiful fall day here at the reservoir, and we took pictures with our families and decided to include our children in this project so that you can see that we are real moms. We are real physician moms and serving our purpose.
Okay. Is there anything else that you would like to tell us about the book or the process or the aftermath?
I will say I'm ready to write another book. So,
okay.
And I think this time my co-author is sitting right beside me. So we'll definitely give you a heads up on what's next.
Drama, suspense.
I don't know. What do you think?
We'll see.
We'll keep it
TBD.
fun for sure. TBD. Oh, to be determined. Yes. We'll keep it fun.